up guys, it is Kristen from Anime Collective. So in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the Vizbigs of one of my favorites, Vagabond. As always with these editions reviews, I'm going to be flipping through the first volume for you guys, letting you know whether or not I think these are worth picking up and what makes these unique. Anywho, let's get into it. Here's my review of the Vagabond Vizbigs. Appearance-wise, I really like the look of the Vagabond Vizbigs. They feature new cover designs and I really enjoy all of the different colors used on each cover. They are paperback and the covers are laminated and have a glossy finish. Each spine features a different character, but when put together, they all form a larger image. Here's a quick look at what they look like all together when displayed on the shelf. I do want to mention that Vagabond is currently on hiatus, so only 37 volumes of the series have been released so far, but please don't let the fact that it's on hiatus stop you from experiencing this incredible story. Currently, there are 12 Vagabond Vizbigs that have been released so far, and since they are 3-in-1s, you can read up through volume 36 with the Vizbigs that are out right now. The print quality of these is great. When you open up the first volume, you have some full color pages that are striking and more are sprinkled throughout. The pages are crisp and white and have this nice smooth feeling finish to them. Whether he's working in color or black and white, Takehiko Inoue is one of my favorite artists. The print quality of the Vagabond Vizbigs does his artwork justice because the color pages are bold and the contrast seen in the black and white pages is top notch. One of the biggest things I think people are concerned about is that there have been some reviews mentioning the pages falling out. I can only tell you guys the experience I personally had, but I've read all 12 of the Vagabond Vizbigs. Actually, we read them all twice because Brad has read them as well, but we haven't had a single page fallout or any issues with the binding. Others may have had a different experience and had a stroke of bad luck, but luckily I have no issues to report here. I actually really like the Vizbigs. I don't know how, but they feel a lot more flexible and much easier to read than some of Viz's other releases that also have glued binding like the Neon Genesis Evangelion 3-in-1s. Although as usual with any thicker volumes that have glued binding, there are some issues with image loss towards the center of the volumes, especially when it comes to the panels that span 2 pages. Not sure if this is something that happens as well in the individuals, but something to keep in mind. I do think that Vagabond would have benefited from an even larger format release, maybe something like the Dark Horse Deluxe editions. It is a series that deserves that hardcover and sewn binding treatment, but since we don't have that right now, the Vizbigs are a good way to go if you're looking to read Vagabond. Also, the individual volumes of Vagabond are currently out of print, so that's another thing to consider before choosing between the two. But what makes these different from the individual volumes of Vagabond? First off, the Vagabond Vizbigs are 3-in-1 editions and they have around 600 pages per volume, give or take. The Vizbigs also feature new cover art and the spines when put on display together, as mentioned earlier, form a long image of all the characters so they look really nice on the shelf. Another feature of the Vizbigs is that they come with some bonus content, not a whole lot, but some, including color pages and storyboard samples. In terms of size, the Vagabond Vizbigs are approximately 5.75 by 2 by 8.63 inches, whereas the individual volumes are approximately 5.7 by 0.7 by 8.1. So while they are about the same size height-wise, the biggest difference is their thickness. I know certain volumes of the Vizbigs used to be harder to find, but if you're in search of them, please be patient and don't pay more than cover price for the volumes. Actually, if you're looking to buy them, I believe they are all in stock on Barnes & Noble's site right now, but if you're wanting to pick them up for cheaper prices, definitely check out Right Stuf as well, since they have a few of the volumes in stock at the time of this video. But anywho, I've added those links in the description below in case you'd like to check them out. As to what I recommend between the Vagabond Vizbigs and the individual volumes, honestly you can't really go wrong between the two, but that being said, if you're looking to spend the least amount of money, the Vagabond Vizbigs are the way to go. They will run you around $19.99 USD a piece at the most, so you can get all 12 of them for around $2.39. The prices for the out-of-print individual volumes are all over the place with some pretty pricey volumes. Because of that, the Vagabond Vizbigs are definitely the easiest and cheapest way to collect Vagabond right now. If you're new to Vagabond, the story follows Miyamoto Musashi on his journey to become the greatest swordsman. Because of his brutish and violent ways, a lot of people think he's something like a demon, but we as the reader know he's much more than that, and we really see him develop and grow over the course of the volumes. The people he meets over the course of his journey add so much to the story as well, and not only affect us as the readers, but Musashi as well. By the way, I forgot to mention that Vagabond is a retelling based on the real-life swordsman Miyamoto Musashi, but while it has its roots in history, it feels like this larger-than-life tale, and as far as samurai stories go, it's the most unique, relatable, and engrossing I've ever read. As far as what I think about Vagabond, I'll give you guys my quick thoughts because I will be doing an in-depth video on Vagabond on the channel in the future. But it's one of my top manga, and it has some of the best artwork I've ever seen. The way Takehiko Inoue develops his characters is incredible as well. It just has an overall interesting cast of characters, and they all feel necessary, and I am deeply connected to them. Actually, it just does everything well, and that's something I've only ever said about a handful of series. It's one I recommend if you're looking for something to read after Berserk in particular, because I know it can be hard to find something that can live up to its level, whether it be in regards to its story or the artwork. Berserk is still my number one, but Vagabond is a very close second, and that's probably the highest praise I could ever give a series. It's just so beautifully done. If you end up enjoying Vagabond, I highly recommend checking out Real and Slam Dunk by Takehiko Inoue, as well as the 2 art books that he's done. There's a lot to delve into, but Vagabond is definitely my favorite of his so far. That being said, he's 3 for 3 so far for me, and I highly recommend checking out more of his works. Before I close out, I think the Vizbigs are awesome additions. They are the most convenient and easiest way to collect Vagabond right now, and the cheapest as well. They have an incredible print quality, cool design, and they're a great way to enjoy the series. I also have a more in-depth review of Vagabond in the works. This definitely isn't the last Vagabond content you'll be seeing on the channel, so stay tuned for more. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Thanks as always for watching, and see you all next week.